Hi everyone, welcome to the highly anticipated video, the account tour. Everyone has been requesting this video for so long and I am finally happy to share it with you. We have got a long video today complete with everything on my account, stats, builds, achievements, everything, so make sure you have a snack for this really long video. The timestamps are in the description below if there's a specific part of the video you want to go to, but yes, this video has been requested a lot and I'm finally excited to make it for you. So I hope you enjoy, and without further ado, let's get started. So a brief overview about my account. I have been playing since May of 2021. My account is completely free to play and I have not spent any money on the game, on Welkin, Battle Pass, or Genesis Crystals. However, I did take a break on Genshin for a little under a year. This was because I had a huge Genshin burnout, which was around the time of the Sumeru to Fontaine transition, which is why my desert is not completely caught up. Also, I did miss out on a few events, so if you might wonder where some weapons are, that's because I missed out on the event. I haven't played every single day since I started Genshin and I did miss out on a few things, but this is all I have so far on my Genshin account. Again, if you really want to skip to a specific part of the video, it is in the description below. But the first thing I want to start out with are the things that I do have on my account. In terms of name cards, I have been collecting them for quite a while. As you know, I have all the beginning characters. Here is a quick look at what I have. I also have most of the achievements name cards too. At the moment, this one is my favorite name card because it reminds me of Kokomi. In fact, it looks more like Kokomi's name card than her actual one does. But yeah, here are some more that I have. These are some of the newer ones that I've gotten. I've gotten the Fontaine one, the Chenyu one, and also this one from Natlan Reputation. I also have this one from the first Golden Apple Archipelago, which I find to be such a memorable one that I have. I might also mention this, but it is in the description of every video. I am on the American server at AR60 and world level 9. Okay, moving on to achievements. As of now, I have completed this many achievements, and the majority of them are exploration related. Obviously, I have completed the majority of the beginner achievements. The ones I do not have are the elemental ones, just because I haven't really gotten around to doing them. I have not completed the unusual hilly trail achievement just yet, and then some of the newer challenger achievements I have not completed either, such as these ones. However, I do have the Spiral Abyss one and the name card, and I have completed all the ones for the co-op achievements too. The teapot ones are not done, but I did do Dragon Spine. All of Inazuma is done, and Kanomiya, Chasm. We don't even talk about Sumeru because I haven't played that yet. I don't really have the achievements for that. However, this one I do almost have done too, but my Fontaine is all completed, and also the Sea of Bygone Eras. And then obviously Natlan, I've gone as far as we possibly can in this time, and I also haven't gotten around to doing the local legends just yet. I'm also one of the people that does play TCG. I guess if you're one of those people, here are my stats. If you want to see more about my TCG status, it will be in the timestamp, so you can skip to that part. But these are the achievements that I do have. I guess people might wonder what I got for this achievement, which is the over 50k crit damage, and here is what I got for that. Again, my account is free to play and I am a casual player, so it's not really my goal to be hitting the 1 million damage mark. Honestly, as long as I can clear content and I'm having fun, that's my main goal in Genshin. Yes, I do still complete Spiral Abyss and the theater, but they are not my primary things. That was that for achievements. Now moving on to archives. I guess some of you might not really be interested in this, but I might as well look over at it. In terms of materials, I am a collector. I have everything. The food archive I am in the process of completing. I have been going around trying to get every single recipe and ingredient. I just like having every single food at my disposal, and so that I can find exactly the one I need. And it also shows I have been playing for a while, which is another thing too. I still haven't gotten some of the character specific ones, but I am in the process of that. Here is the material archive that I have collected. Some of them I just haven't done the bosses for, nor the domains, but most of the mob drops I do have. As for gadgets, here are the ones I did craft and which ones I didn't. As you can see, I have not crafted these other compasses, mainly because I don't need them since I use the interactive map and I really don't need the treasure compass. I only used the Animo and Geo one because I did not use the interactive map and I had to double check some areas. But these are the gadgets that I do have. Crystal Fly Trap. Some people have been asking in my routine video where I got this from. This is from Fontaine Reputation. If you reach a certain level, you will get this item and you can use it to get crystal flies so you can make condensed resin without having to go and get them. Here's the Cursed Aranara journal, and this really cute party popper that reminds me of Klee. I love using it on my friends that join my world in co-op. And then as for my musical instruments, this one I bought from the store because I wasn't there for the first Windbloom event, but I have the zither and the drum and also the one from Fontaine. As of now, these are the two Sealies that I have, and in terms of other pets, I also have the cloud retainer thing and the anniversary reward as well. I sadly do not have the Oceanid pet. I really do want that one. For my travelogue, I have completed all the Archon quests so far and all the interludes and traveler quests. I have done all the story quests except for Sigewinne and Emily, and then in terms of hangouts, the only ones I have to complete are Lynette, Kaya, Kaveh, Layla, and Faruzan. Since this video's release, I have finished the Mualani Reputation Reward quest and also Kinich's one, and since there isn't anything for Children of Echoes, I obviously haven't done that yet. I do not know who's going to be interested in seeing this, but this is my book collection archive. I have collected a lot of them at some point. I think I went around and looked at the map to try and get all these books, but as you can see, I'm not completely up to date with everything just yet. I just also like collecting things because it gives me a sense of completion. For geography, I've obviously completed all the viewpoints in Mondstadt and all the ones in Liyue and the Chasm and Chenyu Vale. Inazuma has been completed. Sumeru still has a long way to go. Fontaine is mostly complete, but I am missing this one. And also Natlan is almost complete too. In terms of equipment, I do not actually collect a lot of weapons because I don't pull on the weapon banner as much. That has changed because since the first video of the account tour, I have not pulled on the weapon banner before, but as of uploading this video, yes, I have pulled on the weapon banner and I'll show you exactly what I got. So let's just scroll down here. These are the weapons I have and don't have. A lot of these come from the weapon banner, and obviously I have not gotten the battle pass weapons because I don't buy the battle pass. Here are some more of the weapons that I have. Some of these are limited time event weapons, such as the Oathsworn Eye, and sadly I did miss out on some of the better weapons, especially the Navia Claymore, which I am really sad about. But in terms of 5-star weapons, I have the Skyward Blade, I have the Fang of the Mountain King, which actually I'm sad to get because I did not want this weapon. I wanted Raiden's Engulfing Lightning, which I finally do have, but because I did not have Kinich and I got this weapon, I ended up pulling for Kinich because I had no one else to put this on. I got Skyward Atlas from Standard Banner and also Amos Bow from Standard Banner too. All the other weapons I have not gotten yet. The only weapon I am considering getting is Verdict, but right now Tidal Shadow does allow me to hit some pretty high numbers, so I don't know yet if I want to get that. I like to save my Primo Gems for characters rather than weapons because I think some characters can just work well without their signature 5-star weapon. Obviously there are people that do spend a little bit on the weapon banner and that's completely okay, it's just not my playstyle. In terms of reputation, let me show you what I have so far. In Mondstadt, I have reached maximum level, finished all quests, and world exploration. As for Liyue, I've also completed all the Liyue quests, including the ones in Chenyu, and the world exploration is at 100%. And obviously reputation is maxed level. In Inazuma, I have completed reputation and world exploration, but for quests, these ones I believe are commission quests, and sadly I have not gotten lucky. Even after all these years of playing, I just have not gotten these quests yet, which is why I cannot complete them. But I also don't need the EXP since I am max level, as you can see right here. So at this point I'm just waiting to get these quests because I believe you can get a recipe from Gourmet Supremos, and I really do want that dish. Sumeru has not been completed yet, and the reason why I have not done Sumeru is because I still have a lot of quests, and since these quests give EXP, I do not want to do bounties and requests in Sumeru, because then when I do complete the Sumeru reputation and have all these quests I still need to do, the EXP is wasted. I did mention this tip in my weekly farming video, but if you do have a region that still has a lot of quests that need to be done, do those quests first before you do your bounties and requests, because these give you some EXP for your reputation, which is why my other places have a higher reputation than Sumeru. It's not because I'm abandoning Sumeru, it's just because I want to do the quests to level me up rather than go out of my way and do bounties and requests. I still need 1 level until I get the glider. As for Fontaine, I have completed it except for a few quests. The reason why Fontaine is max level compared to Sumeru, even though Sumeru came out first, is just because I decided to explore Fontaine before I did everything else, and that EXP that I got from quests helped me level up my reputation way faster because I do have more completed quests than I do in Sumeru. I still have to do these quests here, and eventually I think I will get around to doing them. I just have not gotten the time, especially since I am focusing on Sumeru Desert. These are my stats for Natlan. The only one I do have is level 4 at the moment because I still need to do a bunch of bounties and requests, and obviously the other ones have not been unlocked yet, so I cannot do those. But I am close to getting them done. I just have to wait a few more weeks so I can do bounties and requests. And that was all for reputation. Now let's look at my exploration progress. So Natlan has been fully completed. A lot of this exploration is because I used the interactive map. So I know that it says 100% and people are going to say, oh no, but 100% doesn't mean you got everything. In this case, I did get everything because I did use the interactive map and the interactive map shows me everything. So don't worry, I collected every last chest, every last Primo Gem in Natlan, and I did all the small world quests as well. Mondstadt has been done for a while and so is Dragonspine and Liyue. I also did Chenyu Vale too. All of this again with interactive map. The chasm is fully explored. explored. Inazuma is done as well, including Surumi Island. I know it's so easy to forget Surumi Island because of how far it is, but yes, Surumi Island is done. As for Sumeru, I have the jungle mostly explored except for Avidia Forest, but I also have not gotten every single chest, so even though it says 100%, I'm still gonna go back and make sure I got everything. The desert is a whole other story. Obviously, I have not even touched the desert. Some waypoints are still not unlocked. The underground scares me, honestly. All the sand, I cannot imagine exploring all of this. And there's so many quests too that have unvoiced dialogue. I'm gonna go nuts over this thing. But also in the Desert Ussie, I have 44%. I still haven't gone down to doing that. This part I do have 100% because I did the Sarouche quest. And I also did do the quest where it shows you that fancy place that stops time. I don't remember what it was called, but I have completed that one. As for Fontaine, Fontaine is done. All regions in Fontaine have been completed. Now moving on to the sub-regions. Inkanomiya is complete. I have not visited Inkanomiya other than to take pictures. I don't find a reason to go here. I don't even need to fight the boss. So Inkanomiya is forever abandoned. The chasm is an even worse situation. It's 100% and I still do fight the boss sometimes if I do need resources for that character, but other than that, I never come to the chasm, mainly because it's so dark and I just find the gloomy atmosphere so unmotivating, and there's really no reason for me to go here, especially since I've collected everything and leveled up the Lumen Stone to its max level. The Sea of Bygone Eras is completed, although I think there's still a viewpoint that I need to get here, and there's probably a lot of viewpoints in other places as well, but those are the regions that I have completed. In terms of Statues of the Seven, Mondstadt is fully leveled up, Liyue is fully leveled up, Fontaine is done too, Sumeru is not yet done, neither is Natlan, mainly because we just can't level them up since we don't have all the oculi unlocked. Inazuma is obviously done too. Now I hope I don't miss any of them, but here are all the things where you can submit a thing to. I don't know what else to call it, but the Frostbearing Tree is at max level. This Carp's Rest in Chenyu is also at max level. Fountain of Lucine is complete. This one in the Desert Oasis is not complete yet. Natlan's Tablet of Tona is not complete just because I do not have enough sigils, and you can't since the region is not fully out. Sumeru's Tree of Dreams is not done yet, mainly also because I have not explored the desert. As I mentioned before, the Chasm is done, and the Sacred Sakura is done too. I hope I didn't forget anything, but the only things I just don't have done are anything Sumeru or Natlan related. Now let's go to the Spiral Abyss. So as I mentioned before, I'm a casual player and I actually haven't really gone and done the Spiral Abyss properly this time. I did the Spiral Abyss floors just for fun, not really with team planning in mind. I just did them to see if I could clear them, and I have gotten 8 out of 9 stars. That's just for this round. I haven't actually built a proper team for the Spiral Abyss yet since it wasn't my priority because I had to explore Natlan. But here is my challenge summary. I have been using this team a lot. Yes, I know it's all 5 stars, but here are the results for those characters. Hu Tao does a lot of damage. She runs a vape comp. I also have a Navia team comp with Navia, Albedo, Kokomi, and another character, just depending on which enemy I'm fighting. This one I only got 29 stars, but again, I was not so serious about Spiral Abyss at the time because I had to spend lots of time just catching up on everything. And then I took a really long break, as you can see here. These are the teams I used way back in the day when I had to use Jean and Mona in Spiral Abyss. Now I don't even use them anymore. As you can see here, I still have Rosaria on my team. But then after I did get some better characters and made some upgrades, here are the results that I got. But again, just note that I am free to play, and I am saving my resources on characters I want in the future, so the reason I'm not upgrading all my characters now and I am saving on things is that I have characters that I want to build later and just not now, so I want to build those characters first before I invest my resources on the other characters. Imaginarium Theater I did recently, but also because I'm not building a lot of characters at the moment, it's a little bit more difficult to clear. I'm not having much trouble clearing Imaginarium Theater. It's pretty easy content. The only thing is that it's really time consuming and takes a lot of time out of my day, which is why I haven't gotten down to actually going hardcore mode on it. But those are the stats for endgame content. Now let's take a look at the stuff I have in my backpack. These are the weapons that I have raised so far. I have 2 prototype ambers because this one originally went to Nubulette before I got this weapon from Natlan. I do need to retake a look at my weapons. I sadly have not been lucky with stringless refinements. The ones I do have at R5 are the event weapons, such as these ones right here. Dodoko Tails is such an OG weapon. I use it for Klee, it fits perfectly on her. I have a bunch of these other weapons that I don't think I will use, especially this Elemental Mastery Claymore. Obviously the catch is at R5, but now that I have Engulfing Lightning and I just need to level this up, the catch will go on to Xiangling. I have Flusandra as well, and I'm also working on getting the bow from Sumeru for fishing, but I just am so tired of fishing, I cannot do that right now. And I also have the Cinnabar Spindle, Albedo's best weapon. I was so excited when this weapon came out. I have no idea why, but I just know that it fits Albedo and I really love it. As for the weapons that you can forge, I have not refined them just yet, mostly because they're good the way they are already. Like my R1 Tidal Shadow is not bad for Navia. I am hitting numbers well in the 100,000s, and I don't feel like there really is a need to refine them as of now. That might change in the later game, but the ones I do refine are the ones from the gacha, or the event weapons where they already give you the refinements, or the ones from fishing. These are my weapon enhancement ores. Right now I'm saving them for the future Nahida weapons that I'm getting. I have not decided yet if I want to go for Staff of Homa or Nahida's signature weapon or any of them right now. That's why I'm currently saving them. And also I have been exploring a lot, which is why I do collect them. But I will be using them to level up Kenichi's weapon and Raiden's weapon and also Amo's bow so I can put this on Linny. Now looking at my artifacts, I have a lot of 5-star artifacts. I still need to look through them. I've just been farming a bunch of these artifacts a long time. And a lot of them are locked because they do have good stats, but I think they can just mostly go to the strongbox or the artifact transmuter. But the funny thing is that some of my artifacts way back in the days are the ones with actually good rolls, and the ones I'm getting currently are not as good. The artifact domain that I will be farming soon is the one for Kinich, and the one that I'm using in the strongbox is Emblem. I still need to get a lot of artifacts from Emblem for Raiden, and it's been taking quite a long time since I have not been getting the artifacts that I want. The reason I'm not using my fragile resin on it yet is because I want that fragile resin for future characters, and I use the fragile resin for limited time event weapons. I have that in my resin management video if you want to check that out, but I hope that clears things up and explains why I haven't been artifact farming as of now. Right now I have to spend my time building characters like Kinich, Clarand, all of them, and artifact farming is not my priority thing right now, so I hope that explains a few things. In terms of EXP, this is what I have so far. I'll just scroll down really quick. These are my talent level up materials, my talent books, and I have 26 crowns. I'm building my characters really slowly, so I haven't been crowning them. I've just been putting them to level 9. I will crown characters eventually. I just want to settle my teams first, and I am waiting for specific characters like Zhongli, Layla, Nahida, and other characters from the gacha that I did miss out on because when the reruns came I wasn't playing, so don't worry, the crowns will be used. The food, I don't think you really care. These are the materials that I have. I do have a lot of billets that I could use for refinements, but I mostly want to just use them to craft new weapons rather than use them for refinements. I've collected a lot of crystals and crystal ores, and then my other materials like ascension materials are here too. I have a lot of chicken, I have a lot of raw meat, and shrimp. I don't know when I'll ever use this, but I have it, and there you go. I have tofu. I'm sure Xiao would love this. But in all honesty, I have this from a very long time ago. I have fish and all this other stuff. I'm thankful that I got all of this back then, so now I don't even have to worry about ingredients when I'm cooking. So thank you to past me for getting all these onions and tomatoes. I've already shown you my gadgets, but here they are if you want to see them again. These are the quest items that I have. I don't know if they're really that special. The cute ones that are memorable are from limited time quests, like this storybook from the summer event, which is adorable. Now I guess you might be more curious about this. Now honestly, coming here reminded me about all my chores that I had to do and that I had to click all of these to open them, but I am just waiting until 5.1 because as of now when I'm recording, it's not 5.1 yet, and they are adding a feature where you can just open them right away. I'm just gonna wait for that rather than click them all at once. But I also don't need a bunch of artifacts in my inventory at the moment because I think it'll mess with my organization. So that's why they're just staying here until I do need to open them or until I need artifact EXP. These billet tropes will remain closed until I actually need something in particular. I will only open them if I actually need it, and as of now you've seen that I do not need them because of how many I already have pre-existing, but I just want them there in case there is ever the time where I will have to use them, and it's just handy to have in general. As for fragile resin, I do like to collect it once I have an established team that I want, and that's consisting of the characters that I really want, because right now I do not have all the characters I want on my account and I still want more, or characters in particular. I will use the fragile resin on those characters rather than spending on ones I have now. Other things of note are my dream solvents, sanctifying elixirs, and all this other stuff. Another TCG thing, the match invitation letter. I do have 10, which is full right now, and some dynamic cards that I just haven't decided on who I want to put it yet. But while we're here, let me just learn some of these things so that they won't be stuck in my inventory. As for recipes, I don't actually click learn until I have already cooked them, so I only learn the recipe when I'm available to cook it, just so I can mark it off on my list because I want to collect all the recipes. It's a weird thing to do, but it's just something that I've been doing. Serenity pot. There you go, all the furnishings that I have. I really don't need to go in much depth of it, I just have all these random furnishings. I know some of them are special limited time event ones, and I probably do have them, but I haven't visited my Serenity Pot in quite a while, so I'm not that interested in the Serenity Pot as of now. Okay, moving on to characters. So here is just a huge list of the characters that I do have. These are the 5 stars I have. I have all the standard banner 5 stars. And I have Mona at C3 because of how many times I've lost the 50-50 and got Mona out of all characters on the standard banner. But as of now, my favorite characters to play are Navia and Albedo together, also Farina and Nubilet. Characters I intended to pull for were Navia, Albedo, Kazuha, Raiden, Farina, Nubilet, Yelan, Kokomi, Hu Tao, and Linny. The rest are characters that I got on accident. I got Clorand on accident by doing one singular pull just for fun, and now I do have her. Klee was also my first 5-star that I did get on accident, as well as Mona. I got her on standard. I got Jean on standard way in the early game, so she was a huge addition to my team. Tainari was also an accident on standard. I have no idea when I got Chi-Chi, but I got her. I think I might have lost the 50-50 or gotten her on standard. Diluc was definitely a 50-50 loss. I got Deha while trying to get Linny, and then Kuching was from the free 5-star because I have not gotten her, and that's why she's still at level 1. Now Kinich is a whole long story. It's because I did not want him, but because I did get his weapon, and since his weapon is so specific to him, I said I might as well pull for Kinich so that his weapon does not go to waste. Here is a quick rundown on some of the characters I have been building. Navia has been using Tidal Shadow, and right now her artifacts are only the 2-piece of nighttime. The reason why is I haven't actually farmed the 4-piece just yet, and her crit ratio is not bad, and she can already clear the abyss just perfectly fine with the 2-piece, but I will be getting the 4-piece eventually once I farm the domain, but right now I need to farm materials for other characters before I farm her artifacts. These are Navia's talents at the moment. Here is Albedo, his weapon, his artifacts, and his talents. Similar levels to Navia, however his stats do not look as good, but he does help me clear and he's just a support character. Here is support EM Kazuha, his weapon and artifacts, and I have double crowned him as well. I will not go over every single character, but here are some other ones that I am in the process of building. Raiden still needs to be redone. I have been rebuilding her ever since I got her weapon, but she does need more crit in her other artifacts. These are her talents at the moment, and she has the 4-piece emblem, but they're not the best. As you can see, there's no other crit damage on this. This one doesn't have enough crit rate, and it's just really messy. All of my 5-stars except for Mona are at C0, so just know that. It's mainly because I'm free to play and haven't spent time in getting constellations. This is Farina's stats, her weapon is Flusandra, and her artifacts. For now she's good enough and I'm not having trouble using her, and I actually do enjoy using her. These are her talents, double crowned, and she really is a good support for a lot of my teams. Here is Nubilet, which is in the process of being built. The main thing that frustrates me is his ratio. Here is his weapon and his artifacts. A lot of it is because of artifact rolls, and just that the majority of the Marashase things went into crit damage rather than crit rate. An example of that is right here in his sands, but I will be rebuilding him soon. His normal and charge attack is at level 10 while everything is at 9, but he can help me clear the abyss. Here's Yelan, someone I use a lot with my Hu Tao team. Here's her ratio. I have this event weapon that I use on her because of energy recharge. The artifacts, her emblem, it's not bad. I don't think I need to replace it at the moment. And her talents are at 1, 9, 10. She's pretty good and can hit some good numbers. And she's really easy to build because she scales off of HP. Kokomi is mainly just a support. I don't really need to go over crit and stuff, but I have Prototype Amber on her and her talents. The main one I use is her healing, and I just haven't gone around to farming specters, which is why I can't crown it just yet. And I obviously don't need her normal and her burst. Artifacts are the clam because what else works best on Kokomi? But yeah, she is so cute and so comfortable to play with, and you can really add her to many of the teams that I have. And she has been a lifesaver in many Abyss runs. Here is Hu Tao, I use her a lot, here's her ratio. She uses the Black Cliff Pole mainly because of the crit damage, but not the passive. Her artifacts are the Crimson Witch of Flames. She is only at C0 and I do not think I will get C1. I know C1 really upgrades her, but she's not my main priority in terms of leveling. I only use her when I have a hard time clearing things, but she works fine even without C1, and it's comfortable enough for me not to have to pull for it. Her talents are 9, 10, 9, and I do like the fact that she can one-shot enemies, and she is really good for fighting single target enemies. I will skip over Klee because I think I did mention her in my previous video, and I have not changed much. As for Bennett, his weapon did change to Skyward Blade, and he is now on Noblesse with mostly HP artifacts. I just stacked a bunch of energy recharge on him, and these are his talents. I'm in the process of building Clorand, so her ratio is not completely there yet. Her weapon is Finale of the Deep, and this is her artifact situation. It is hideous, I know, and don't worry, I'm not putting 4-piece emblem on her. It's just that I have not farmed her artifact domain and I do not have any artifacts to put on her, so I just grabbed a bunch of high-level artifacts and slapped them on her so that she will not die in the open world. But do not worry, she will be fixed. As for her talents, I just need to farm this domain. I do not have these books, and this is an example of when I would use fragile resin because these are limited time domains and I will have to farm them. So I probably will use my fragile resin on building Clarend. This is my Linny. I mainly pulled for him because of his character design and not actually his damage because I do not like mono element teams. But whatever, these are his stats. He has this weapon, but I will switch him to Amos bow when I level it up. This is his artifact situation. And these are his talents. Again, I just do not have the books for it, and the domains are not available, so I will need to spend more fragile resin on him as well. I will skip over some of these 4-star characters because I did mention them in a past video, and also I have not been building them. The only reason they're raised is because I made a bad decision back in the day. Heizu is raised, but I just do not use him. Kaya's raised, Kujo-Sara is raised, Beto is raised, but I just don't use them, and I raised them a long time ago. I honestly regret that decision and wish I can get my EXP back, because I just do not use these characters. Same thing with Tainari. I think I only raised him because I want to use him in the open world for exploration. I don't actually like his playstyle so much, nor his character design, and I have not built him at all, and I don't really plan to build him in the near future. Obviously, I'm not going to raise Chi-Chi, but I think I raised her just for this free wish. I don't know why she's level 22 rather than just level 20. I will be raising Kanich to 90, but he has the same situation where I need to get his essential materials, and I also need to level up his weapon. You will notice I have 3 5-star characters at level 1, mainly because I just do not think I will play them. Maybe Keqing, she is kind of fun to play, and now that I have more Densho characters, she will be even more useful to my account, but as of now they are not my priority, and all these other characters are not my priority either. Possibly Chevrus, but since I do not have her at C6, it is not my best investment at the time. I mainly build characters that I enjoy playing or I know will benefit my account. Other characters that have these other uses that are not the best, such as Mika when I know that other characters can replace him, or characters like Kachina, Farazan who only really works with an Anemo DPS, Lynette, Yanfei, Beto, just these characters that have been power crept by other characters. I do not see myself building them in the future. The 4-star characters that I do enjoy playing are Bennett, Sucrose, Fischl, Xingqiu, and Xiangling. Not so much Rosaria anymore. It's mainly because I built her as a DPS, and actually a super conduct physical Rosaria DPS. She is at 999, Constellation 6, and has such a strange artifact thing going on. She has the Dragon Spine Spear, and this is her ratio. She is not a support Rosaria, which she really should be, and I don't think I will be building Rosaria for support because I want to get Layla instead since she does have a shield. But those are the characters that I do have, and yes, I know people will all remind me to raise these to level 20 so I get the free pull, and yes, I will do that. But as of now, the characters I am waiting for are Nahida, Zhongli, Venti, and for 4 stars, it's just Layla and Cookie. Now lastly, for some other niche things that not everyone really cares about, I'd like to show you some of my TCG stuff. This was my home for quite a long time, but as of now, I do not play as much TCG. Currently, I am player level 10 and I have 30 cards. These are how many open world matches I have. And then here are some of my decks. I really do like playing this one right here. This is the deck for reference if you want to do this too, but I also do like playing this one. This is mainly just for big damage go boom. It's not really a cohesive deck, I just put it together for fun. The character cards that I do have are the ones down here. I also have these other monster cards too. I think the character I like playing most is Wanderer just because of his burst and his very unique skill, but I know that I have told many people that if Genshin ever decides to make a real life TCG, I will be spending so much on getting cards. TCG was so much fun, and I know I don't keep up with it as much anymore, but I still do enjoy playing a card game here and there. I feel like I always end it in the teapot, but here I am again. In terms of my teapot realms, these are the ones I do have. All the other ones are not max level because they are my aesthetic realms, the ones where I'm actually building something. This is my farming realm. The reason I chose it was because I do not like the sky in this realm, so I will not be working around it at all. But let's just take a quick look at all my other teapot realms. This is Emerald Peak, and I have mentioned this before, it has not changed. Here's Paimon just saying hi, but obviously this one was inspired by Liyue with the Jade Chamber looking places, and it sort of looks like a garden for the Jade Chamber. I really love this one, it's so peaceful. This one I'm still in the process of making. It was supposed to be a Liyue village, but I just haven't finished it. There is nothing here, and nothing here either, unless whatever this is. Emerald Peak is not done at all, and I just haven't really gotten motivation to play or to build in the teapot yet, which is why it's not really that complete. Okay, let's tour Cool Isle this time. There is one thing that I really do like about Cool Isle. You've seen in my first Teapot Tales video this area right here, so I will not go over that. There's nothing inside the mansion, I believe, so I will not go in there either. I've been working on a Fontaine type of realm here because it's so close to the water, even though it's not the Fontaine land, and it's technically the Mondstadt land. The main thing I wanted to show you was actually this area here because I recreated the Golden Apple Archipelago in here. It is a very small area because the load limit reached max really quickly, but it just has a few things of the Golden Apple Archipelago, such as this little Klee area with this thing as well, and all these other cute little things from the first ever Golden Apple Archipelago, a bunch of other little ponds and small features. I really love it. It is so cute, and it just brings back a lot of memories from summer of 2021. The last realm we're going to look at is Silken Courtyard, and we're not going to go to Swirling Isles because there's nothing there except for, I think, a building, and that's about it. Silken Courtyard is my fancy Inazuma realm, and I actually have been working on something here. It is the equivalent of the Kamisato estate, so I have been building this little area. There is a big wall around the outside, some buildings, and then a small spring in the center. This is what it looks like at night, and I think I love it a lot more when it's nighttime because the lights do turn on. There aren't a lot of decorations at the moment, but this is just what it looks like. This is so peaceful and so relaxing. The only thing I don't like is that this ground looks so muddy, and I would rather have the sand that they do have at the Kamisato estate or the grass. But other than that, there is my Inazuma type of realm. I don't have anything on the other areas except for here where I was trying to build the shrine. Now, I think the reason I stopped was because I ran out of furnishings, but this is a work in progress. And here we are back on Watatsumi Island. So that was my free-to-play account where I've been playing since 2021. To those who requested the video, thank you so much. I had so much fun looking back at my account and seeing all the things I've done and the progress I've made. And obviously there is still a lot of room to go, and I'm not complete with anything at all. I can't wait for Genshin to add more to their game. I'm not done exploring yet, I haven't done all the quests yet, and there's so much more to unlock. I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody for being here and supporting me on my journey. It has been a great time creating all these videos for you and seeing how helpful they have been. Thank you for making all of this possible. I really do appreciate you all. That will be it for the video. Thank you again. I wish you all good luck in our next updates and future polls. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye!